Dear viewers, welcome to the stream of the Allianz Industrie 4.0 on the topic of international activities here in Baden-Württemberg. My name is Petit. I'm in charge of International Relationships Management and Startups at the Allianz Industrie 4.0. So international relationships and the connection of partners on a global scale play an important role regarding megatrends such as digitalization, for instance. To position Baden-Württemberg as technological and innovative location on the international stage, the exchange between companies, research and institutions is of great importance. In the following 25 minutes, we are going to talk with different persons about international activities that aim to drive competitiveness and innovation in Baden-Württemberg and worldwide. So we are going to travel to the Netherlands, to France, and even to Israel during the 25 minutes and have a look at plenty of exciting projects that are coming up. So we broadcast here from Code N today. Code N is a location here in Stuttgart for startups and their partners. It offers various opportunities and also working space. You can also rent Code N for one of your events. If you're interested, just click on the link below in the video. So let's get started with our first destination, with France. My guest here is Daniel Walther. Daniel is working at the FZI Forschungszentrum Informatik as research associate and coordinator for the digital hub in Karlsruhe. The FZI is working closely together with other partners on a joint project, also with us, between Baden-Württemberg and France. So hi Daniel, it's great to have you here today.
Yeah, hi Lisa, thank you too.
So I'm interested in the context of the activities between Baden-Württemberg and France. So let us jump directly into my first question. I'm interested in which framework is this project anchored?
Yeah, thank you for the invitation and for allowing me to tell you more about the project Franco-German networking on artificial intelligence and Industry 4.0. This project is funded by the Ministry for Economics, Housing and Labor, Baden-Württemberg, and it's part of the partnership concept between France and Baden-Württemberg. And this partnership concept, it was adopted last year on July 14. And yeah, from this partnership concept, the decades-old cooperation between France and Baden-Württemberg is to be given new impulses and to be further developed as a result. And if you want to know more about this partnership concept and how is it lived in daily life and how is this cooperation lived in daily life between both countries, then you can check out the website Vive la Vie. And this website presents many examples from different areas.
Yeah, this sounds really interesting actually as a project. So can you just go a bit more into detail? What exactly is the project where we are engaging in? What was the motivation to connect Baden-Württemberg with French counterparts? And what's the aim of this sub-project where we are working together?
Yeah, the partnership concept I mentioned has identified a total of 10 fields of action between in which the cooperation between France and Baden-Württemberg is to be intensified. And one of these fields of action is science and economy. And artificial intelligence, especially in the context of the ongoing digitization of industry, plays a key role in this. And so now the goal of our project, Franco-German networking on AI and Industry 4.0 is to lay the foundation for a European AI ecosystem. And in order to push the knowledge and technology transfer, and of course, in order to open up new markets. And so now the question is how we want to achieve this goal. To achieve this goal, we work closely together with multipliers in 6 French regions. And together with our French partners, we identify topics, for example, AI and energy, and then we organize topic-related working groups. And companies and research institutions as well, they can then take part in these working groups, and they continue the exchange at the working level.
So yeah, it sounds like a lot of actions and measurements that are being taken. I would be interested in actually what is next on the agenda in this project. For instance, which events are planned?
Yeah. Of course, we have these working groups. We have in May we have a brokerage day. It's like a matchmaking event, and of course we have in the second half of the year in November we have the third Franco-German AI conference, isah, and yeah, there will be also further cooperation and networking events throughout the year. So please stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. I think these are quite a lot of measures that are being taken to connect France and Baden-Württemberg, both regions, with each other. It's really great. So thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you too, Lisa. You're welcome.
Yeah, so for the next interview, we are staying in Europe, and we are going to jump to the Netherlands for further exciting projects. So my next guests are Peter van Harten. He's Managing Director at isah GmbH and Smart Industry Ambassador for the Netherlands, and Professor Dr. Daniel Palm, who is Professor for Logistics and Supply Chain Management at the ESB Business School, and he's also Head of Reutlinger Zentrum Industrie 4.0. Welcome, Peter and Daniel. So, Daniel, I'm curious, in which context actually are you both working together?
Peter and I are twinning together. We were founding a B2B network for digital twins in industry, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises. It is called Artificial Intelligence for Digital Twins, or short AI4DT.com. The digital twin is a digital representation of a product, a machine, or a production system. So we try to establish a one-to-one connection between the real and the digital world. With such a model, we can plan, simulate, and optimize in the digital world and bring it back to reality. We can use such digital twins in the whole life cycle of a factory or a product, and it helps us to save time or costs, or to collaborate better in production networks. In building digital twins of machines, for example, we are already pretty good. We can engineering or commissioning of machinery, optimize machine setup or maintenance. But for more complex systems like a whole factory, there's still some research work to do. What are we doing in the project? Well, we network with companies in the fields of digital twin and artificial intelligence. We show benefits with demonstrators, provide companies with easy access to solution experts and knowledge, give them information about funding opportunities, initiate projects in the network, and build a community of companies, universities, research institutions, and business networks. Who is involved in AI4DT? From the German side, we brought together Steinbeis, Fraunhofer, Reutlinger University, and the Allianz Industrie 4.0. Our field lab where we develop and show solutions is the Werk 150, our smart factory at ESB Business School at Reutlinger University. It is a 1,000 square meter facility with state-of-the-art technology and Industry 4.0, digital twin, and artificial intelligence in factories. Here we collaborate for quite some time with Steinbeis and also with Fraunhofer in the Reutlinger Zentrum Industrie 4.0, where we support companies in their digital transformation.
That sounds actually very exciting. Peter, can you tell me more about the other players who are involved? What are their roles and what are they doing?
Yes, the other partners in this first Dutch-German field labs, beside the ones that Daniel already mentioned, are first of all the companies in both regions and countries. And we hope that many companies will join our initiative and our platform, AI for Digital Twin, especially the mid-size and the smaller companies. At the end, together with the companies in a more bottom-up approach, I would say, we would like to test, experiment, and implement the new technologies, So if there are any companies which are listening now and are interested, then please join us, because both the AI and digital twin technologies is crucial for our industry and for the future of our industry. Besides the research partners, we would also like to bring in partners that bring in networks. For example, the Brainport Industries organization, which is a Dutch cooperation with over 100 companies for production and innovation and supplying to the industry. They are based in Eindhoven at a brand new campus, the Brainport Industry campus, over 100,000 square meters, where under one roof you have one side real companies, you have more than 5 field labs, you have a school with 1,500 scooters, and they all work together in this very vibrant environment. Of course, also the Smart Industry program, which I represent, which is the Dutch national program for the digitalization of the industry in the Netherlands. We have more than over 40 field labs already in the Netherlands, and we're now expanding the collaboration towards Germany, which is very important. And last but not least, very important, the collaboration with Allianz Industrie 4.0, also bringing the network to the project.
All right, so quite a lot of people actually involved in this cooperation. My next question would be, where do you see the potential of actually connecting both regions, the Netherlands and Baden-Württemberg? And what is the aim of this cooperation, and what also are your visions for the long run maybe?
When we look at the global developments and the changing world order, I would say, the role of Europe becomes more and more important. Not only with regards to local production, but also when it comes to the development of core technologies. The collaboration between region and Europe is of crucial importance, I would say. And both regions, the province of Brabant and the Netherlands and the state of Baden-Württemberg, already have been working together for quite some time on various projects. And I would say these two regions are the powerhouses for the industry in Europe. And I see a lot of potential to expand and also strengthen the already existing projects and networks, especially support the highly integrated supply chains. That is, of course, this already very successful and intensive collaboration between the Dutch company ASML and Trumpf and Carl Zeiss and many, many other companies on both sides. And I see this collaboration as an example for other sectors that we would like to develop together. And with AI and the digital twin as core technologies, we hope to bring this collaboration to the next level, so to say, especially when many companies that are active in those value chains will be able to use this technology and also be able to exchange data in a secure way. That will lead to strategic advantages, but also to save a lot of cost, and both companies and regions, of course, can benefit from that. And at the end, I hope that other regions and other countries will also join in order to make Europe stronger and better, because that's what we need.
Yeah, thank you. This was quite interesting. Good to know. Daniel, my last question would be, Peter actually mentioned about connecting both regions. Where can companies find further information if they say, okay, I'm really interested in this cooperation, I want to get in touch with you? Where can they do so, and which activities are coming up in the next year?
On our B2B platform, ai4dt.com. Here we organize online and hopefully in the second half of 2021 face-to-face meetings, company visits to the Netherlands or to Germany. We can communicate in the network on this platform. We can see competencies of the participants, and we have a marketplace with project or collaboration opportunities and a lot of information about digital twins. Our next event on opportunities of digital twins is on the 15th of April at 1 o'clock. The registration is via our B2B portal, ai4dt.com.
Yeah, I think this sounds really great, Peter and Daniel. Thanks for your time and for your insight. Please get in touch with them both. You also heard it, you can go on the website ai4dt to find further information and also to actually be part of this great cooperation. All right, so now we just saw the Netherlands, and now we are jumping to Europe as a whole. Stay tuned for this cooperation there. So as next guest, we have Alexandra Fezer with us here in the studio. Alexandra Fezer is Senior Project Manager at Steinbeis 2i. Hello, Mrs. Fezer. Thanks for being here with us today. So to start right away, my first question would be, what is Steinbeis 2i and what are you exactly doing?
Thank you for inviting me, and yes, short introduction to Steinbeis 2i. We are a company that makes a bridge between companies, industry and research organizations in Baden-Württemberg and Europe. We support especially small and medium-sized companies, but all other companies for sure too, to implement cross-border projects, find international partners for innovation projects, and we are also the contact point for small and medium-sized companies in Baden-Württemberg in the name of the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Housing in Baden-Württemberg. We support also SMEs and research organizations in finding international partners for research projects funded by the European Commission. And in this role, we have many networks. We are using European or even international networks, such as the Enterprise Europe Network, which is a really huge project, and the Vanguard Initiative, which is also an interesting way to find partners in Europe.
Yeah, sounds really interesting. So you just mentioned the Vanguard Initiative. Can you just tell me what is it exactly, how does it work, and who benefits maybe from this initiative?
This is an initiative founded by regions, so it's not an initiative funded by the Commission, but really coming from the regions in Europe. At the moment, there are about 40 strong regions that are very industrialized, having a lot of production industry, automotive, and really a technology-based industry. The goal of this initiative is to bring together these regions that they can work together, value change can be organized, and not all the regions have to do all by their own, but can use, for example, research labs or research organizations in other regions, because there will be, and there are already some contracts between regions that this is done in an easy way.
Mm-hmm. So it's a collaboration on international scale on different projects. So I heard that the newest project you're working on in the Vanguard Initiative is actually about artificial intelligence. So can you please tell me what is the aim of this project, and how does the collaboration in this special project look like for companies who are interested maybe?
Yeah, we have many focuses, many interesting topics, and the newest one are the medicine technology, and as you mentioned, artificial intelligence. This is, we call it a pilot in our wording, and at the moment this pilot is led by the region Emilia-Romagna in Italy and by Baden-Württemberg. In Baden-Württemberg, we as Steinbeis 2i have the role of the coordinator, and the goal of this project, artificial intelligence, is a huge topic. There are many things, and at the moment we are looking for really so-called demo cases where companies can work together along the value chain in a certain topic. That could be, for example, medicine, where we say, okay, we have interesting companies in Baden-Württemberg, we have interesting companies in the Netherlands, in Sweden, in Spain, and there often are very small companies, and instead of that every small company tries to offer their service or their product, they work together and in best case can really build up the whole value chain and say, okay, I'm a small company, but I have all the partners for really bringing to for example, big companies, all the need that you have, and we can support you with every aspect of your project. And at the moment we are looking for the demo cases. We already have some interesting ideas, and in the next few months there will be some for sure online events where people can join and see what are the topics and maybe get involved in this projects and demo cases.
All right, yeah, thank you very much. Sounds really interesting. My last question would be actually, what kind of advice would you give to companies, whether they are still unsure if they want to engage in such kind of pilot project, for instance?
This is for free for the company, so you can always join. There are public events where you can get first information. You can meet the other partners involved in this kind of projects and ideas, and learn how it works, see whether this really is in your strategic plan for your organization. And if you're really interested, then there will be a next step, but you can really start and just see, get informed, and then decide, okay, this is really something for me or not. Because I know it's not for every company that they will be a part of a huge supply chain. Maybe that is just not working for them, but you can try it and see whether it works for you.
Thank you, Mrs. Fezer, for being here today and presenting Steinbeis 2i and also the Vanguard Initiative.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, dear viewers, if you're interested in working together with Alexandra Fezer on the Vanguard Initiative, don't hesitate to get in touch with her. So, finally, for our next interview guest, we are going to travel a little bit further, to be more precise, to Israel. I would like to introduce you to Charme Rykower, who is joining us from Tel Aviv today. Charme is working as senior executive for the German-Israeli Chamber of Commerce, as well as innovation scout for Baden-Württemberg. So Charme, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. Last October, Baden-Württemberg has opened a business representation in Israel. What is the idea behind this business representation, and why was it opened between Baden-Württemberg and Israel?
Hi, Lisa. Yeah, Charme, hi from Tel Aviv. Thanks for the invite. Why it was open? That was actually, it had to be opened because other German federal states, such as Bavaria and North Rhine-Westphalia and many others already did so. So Baden-Württemberg was really missing. And the first milestone for the opening was laid a few years back on a delegation visit of the Minister of Economy, Hofmeister Kraut, and also Minister President Kretschmann, who joined, and they understood the high potential of the Israeli startup nation. And they said, we have to put a foot down. So a few years later, we really had the pleasure October 2019 to open this Baden-Württemberg representation here in Tel Aviv, represented by the German Chamber of Commerce. And they wanted to have a very special kind of cooperation. They formed a public-private partnership together with Zukunftsfonds Heilbronn. The Ministry of Economy Baden-Württemberg is now asking us to do especially two goals. One, to bring Israeli technology companies and any Israeli company to open an entity in Baden-Württemberg. But on the other hand, we also want to push the Baden-Württembergischen Mittelstand, those hidden champions, a little bit further into the technological direction, help them find the right solutions and be there on the way and the new era of digitalization, and support them with anything they might need.
That sounds really interesting. You also mentioned the goals of the business representation. What kind of assistance does it provide for SME in Baden-Württemberg in order to achieve these goals?
Wow, there's a variety of the things we can offer. It depends, we can do it very individual, but in general, what this representation is supposed to offer is, one, to show the SMEs of Baden-Württemberg that there is this startup nation, to give them the entry and the first focal point where they can get consultation and assistance for free, finance, where we can help them to find their challenges or to see what kind of innovation they are looking for. And in the second step, we can also do technology scouting. We can find the right solutions for them. We can make the introductions. We can arrange roadshows, delegation visits, and anything else, such as, for example, looking for distribution partners.
I'm interested in the focus where you actually drive your activities, and why do you drive them there?
Oh, that's a great question, Lisa. We have a lot of focus topics, But there is a very nice coincidence. Baden-Württemberg is famous for especially 3 industries. The one is the automotive industry, of course, with leaders such as Bosch and Porsche and Daimler. And the second is the manufacturing industry. And the third is the healthcare industry. And luckily in Israel, we have the matching startups. Israeli startups are very strong in Industry 4.0, in smart mobility, and in e-health. So that is an amazing match we can create here. But we're not only focusing on those 3, we are actually looking at all the verticals, also at cybersecurity, of course, which is important for all of us, but also other topics such as retail, tech, or e-commerce, and many, many others.
So we were talking about activities. Which upcoming activities do you plan to initiate, and where can companies find further information if they want to engage in those activities or get in touch with you?
The main new event, which is in planning right now, is together with Baden-Württemberg International. There will be a very famous and international conference. It's called the EcoMotion, and it's all around smart mobility and smart city. It's going to happen in May 19th. So that is the next upcoming thing, and we will do a virtual tour around that. But as there are so many things planned ahead, and webinars and roadshows and pitches, I would invite everybody to be aligned with our website AHK Israel or our LinkedIn page of AHK Israel. And that is where you can be really updated in real time. Of course, also through you, Lisa, people can find us. We are very, very happy and thankful for everybody who will reach out to us. And I'm looking forward to many conversations.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Charme, for being here today. As you can see, there are a lot of activities coming up, also with Israel. If you're interested in getting to know the whole AHK team, German-Israeli Chamber of Commerce, just visit the website or get in touch with Charme. She will be happy to help. So, dear visitors, thank you for listening along with us so far. For further information, visit our LinkedIn channel or our website. We are happy to help and get in touch with you. We wish you a nice day. See you soon and bye-bye.